it accurate to say that was your most dominant game with this team so far?
Yeah, I think that definitely was my most dominant game since being a part of the Seahawks. And, it was interesting because I woke up this morning just with a great feeling. And pretty much everyone I approached before the game, I was just like, I got a good feeling about this game. I got a good feeling about this game. And it wasn't directed towards my personal success. It was directed towards, like, the team success. I just had a great feeling about it. But I just had great energy out there today, and it showed.
What do you think that was all about?
What's that?
What do you think that was all about?
I think there was, a few leaders like met up before the Niners game and pretty much talked about how we're pretty much in playoff mode. It was like right after the bye week, we had two divisional opponents coming up back to back, and we knew where we were in the division rankings and stuff like that. So ever since we had that conversation, we've been treating it like playoffs, and since then, I just feel like our team is just coming closer together. We're playing with great energy, just great energy.
Have you woken up before with that kind of feeling and had a good game as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's times where, you just get in the zone as an athlete. There's certain games where it kind of slows down for you at times. Like one of those plays, my favorite play today actually that I had was the TFL that I had, just because I didn't get too much practice this week because I was like dealing with some stuff. But because I didn't practice too much, I was able to like watch more film. And that specific play, I can tell when those two guys were pulling, and it just like slowed down for me. And that's one of those moments when you're just in the zone and you're letting people feed off of you. I was feeding off of the crowd. The 12s are just really loud out there today, so it was a great energy all around.
What's the key to keeping Kyler in check like you did today, keeping him from long scrambles and things like that?
To me, it's just a collective effort as a pass rush group. I just said something about it out there a second ago that, although I had a great game in some of those sacks, I don't take full credit for them. It was a group effort. And for us, it was all about collapsing the inside of the pocket. I feel like it's like that for any scrambler, but Kyler specifically because he's a little bit shorter. If you put an offensive lineman on his toes, it's kind of hard for him to like see over that guy and get the ball out. So that's when he like pumps the ball and has to step back sometimes. So that was allowing us to get to him.
You mentioned the crowd being good in this one. How big is it for you guys to get back to winning at home after a tough stretch?
Oh, that was huge. I mean, we talked about that. We've been playing. We had a joke about being road warriors this year because we've been playing well on the road. But bringing a win back to Lumen Field is amazing. These fans deserve it. They bring it every game, regardless of how the season's going and stuff like that. So I'm glad we're able to bring a win back to them.
Your defense has shut down two very potent offenses back-to-back weeks. You look like a different team when that side of the ball since the bye week. What do you think has changed?
I mean, the biggest part is being able to handle the run, in my opinion, because if you allow teams to run the ball, then they're staying on their terms down the stretch of the drive. And we're putting them in backed up situations, making them get back on track situations, and that's when we're allowing Mike to call his plays, and we trust in his plays. And there's been times we just haven't been able to get to the plays we want to run because we're not in the situations to run them. And I think it all starts with stopping the run on first down and getting them in manageable situations.
From your perspective, to see 49 yards and James Conner with 8 yards on 7 carries, how rewarding is that for you guys, knowing that that's kind of what you've been striving to get?
I mean, that's really rewarding. Like he just said, it showed up back-to-back weeks of us doing good against the run game. That's credit to everybody on the defense. The front getting knocked back on their blocks, and the linebackers coming downhill. And, it keeps showing up, and I think we just got to keep growing off of it.
What's it mean to keep a team out of the end zone in this league?
What's that?
So what's it mean to keep a team out of the end zone for 4 quarters in this league?
For me, that's a mindset. There's times where, offense might throw an interception or something might happen on special teams or anything like that, and we just end up in the red zone, or even if we give up a huge chunk play or something like that, we're in the red zone. That's when you really have to check in with each other, look each other in the eyes and be like, hey, they're not about to score a touchdown right now. So to me, that's a mindset, and I just feel that, like I said, that collectiveness, that cohesion just growing more and more on this defense. You could tell when you look each other in the eyes that it's like, okay, we got this, you know what I mean? And there was times in the beginning of the season I didn't feel that same thing when I would look at a teammate in his eyes like, there's times where we were in a game and we're kind of down, and I would look someone in the eyes and they didn't have that same fight in them. And I feel like now we're on that track, and it means more.
Why do you think it changed? What was the impetus to get guys to change?
I'm not sure exactly what it was that made it change, but like I said, it was like part of it was that leadership group meeting and saying that this is the playoffs, and I think like that made it like just crunch time for us. We just understood the urgency of getting the job done and just taking it week by week.
What were you thinking when you looked like you had the fourth down stop, and they said you had timeout, so you had to kind of do it again there, and it results in Kobe's touchdown?
Oh, that was awesome. Because I wasn't on the field, so I was trying to remember. But yeah, that was an awesome play just because I remember we called a timeout, even though then we got the stop, which was an incompletion, and then they ran another play, but it ended up being even better, pick six. And that was just credit to Mike, just knowing that he had a better call in his arsenal and made it work.
You told us a few weeks ago you felt like part of the issue in run defense was guys weren't trusting what was going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like having Ernest Jones in there is helping in that regard with that trust?
Yeah, I think he's made a huge impact on this defense. I really love that addition, bringing him in. He's a great guy. He's still young, still got a lot of ball ahead of him. So I'm looking forward to playing with him in the future as well. And, he's definitely a guy that I can trust behind me.
When you mentioned the leadership group coming together, who are those guys who kind of put their heads together and said, let's play our time?
I can't mention exactly who's on the leadership group just because we don't have like captains on the team. Supposedly, like nobody wears a C on their chest or anything like that. But there's a lot of leaders in the team, and I don't want to just point out those specific guys and make it seem like they're the only leaders. So,
Leonard, we're hearing a lot today about energy. What does energy do for this defense? When you have energy, it provides what for this defense?
I mean, to me, that's what defense is about. Offense is a little more like you want the crowd to be quiet. You want to take your time, like get to your landmarks and stuff like that. Defense is all about just crashing out. Obviously we want to be where we're supposed to be and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like sometimes a ball might get through my gap, but we'll make up for it with the energy that we have on defense if everyone's flying to the ball. And we game tackle that guy after someone messes up or something like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like defense is all about the energy.
You mentioned the leadership group, but some of the young guys now, the way they're stepping up the defense side of the ball, Tyree's playing a linebacker, Devin's played, Kobe's play today.
Mm-hmm.
How are you seeing the young guys now feed off of the direction from the veteran players and maybe start to carry some of that leadership mantle themselves?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, to me, it's all about understanding your role. Regardless of what your role is, do it to the best. And, we had some SEAL team people come in, and I think that was one thing that I took a lot from those guys is they talked about understanding their role, whether it's like preparing the cockpit or anything like that. And I feel like that's the same thing with the young guys. Is when they put T Knight up to start, he understood his role and understood what he had to do, and he's been doing a great job at it.
Anything else?
Thanks, Liv.
Thank you.